Tomato is one of the most profitable crops in farming. Lucy has been planting tomatoes for several seasons and she needs help. Let's see what Victoria from the county government has to say.
We constructed this greenhouse with the name of planting tomatoes. They did very well at the beginning. We saw very nice plant. It started ripening and we started harvesting. After 1 week, then the plants started dying one after another. Checking with experts, we were told it's bacterial wilt.
Bacterial wilt. After the tomatoes failed, Lucy did crop rotation and introduced other crops like coriander, spinach, onions before planting tomatoes again. But they still dried up and died. Does crop rotation affect the way our crops turn out?
Yes, and crop rotation is a very good way of breaking the disease and pest buildup, because after you do tomato, you are supposed to rotate with another crop which is not from the same family. Like she had done the onions, which is very good.
So what could the problem be?
You've done well, but we would like to know, where did you get the seedlings? Did you propagate them here or you bought the seedlings?
We bought from our neighbors here.
Sometimes the problem can be seed-borne. You cannot be sure whether you did not bring that seedling from that place when it had been infected or contaminated. So maybe that could be one of the reasons. And most times we recommend farmers, they can raise their own seeds if it is possible, so that they can have a record, so that you are sure your planting material is clean. And I would like to know whether you also did a test for the water.
Having your water tested will help you know if there is any disease in the water that can harm your crops. All right. So maybe, Victoria, if you could tell us, what kind of management plans can our farmers have so that they get the best results from their tomatoes?
Yeah, it's good to do soil testing.
There are two types of soil tests. One that checks the nutrients in the soil and the one that checks for diseases. It's important to have both of them.
The next time we want to plant our crop, it's good we first maybe treat the soil. We can do solarization so that if there are any pathogens in the soil, then we can kill them. Then after that, it will be ready for you to plant.
Lucy can do solarization by covering the seed beds with a polythene sheet during the hot season for at least 2 weeks before planting. This will increase the temperatures in the soil to levels that will kill many disease-causing organisms, nematodes and weed seeds.
And then from there, we manage our crop. Right from the nursery, we transplant to the greenhouse. Then we continue with the routine management practices.
To get a good tomato crop, always use certified seeds. Rotate between different crop families. Prune and stake your plants. Scout and control for pests and diseases.
Then we will also try and use biological controls so that we can also put the sticky peppers so that we can control whiteflies and aphids, so that we'll be able to have our field being disease-free and also pest-free. And also we look at the drip lines, whether they are clogged or not, so that we avoid the moisture stress, which can also lead to the loss of your crop. Yes. For bacterial wilt, sometimes it takes a very long time to eliminate it because it can go even for 3 years. So that now the soil is free of the bacterial wilt. So it can be painful for the farmer, but you will have to leave that field free of the tomato for 3 or more years. And then maybe afterwards, you can come back and plant your tomatoes. Meanwhile, you can do also other high value crops, which are not in the same family, but of high value, so that you can be able to recover the investment you have already put. Yes.